There's an old saying that dead men do not tell tales. But is that true? Far from being true. Dead men do indeed tell tales. Today, we will explore some dead men and their tales. In the video description, there are links to where you can get more information on the persons mentioned in this video. Wait, is that a tomb in the road? What is a tomb doing in the middle of the road? When this land was being sold, the homeowners wanted the person buried there to continue to rest in peace, and so told the developer to build the road around the tomb. But who is buried here? The tomb belongs to Mary Haynes, the wife of Charles Haynes, manager of Bienview Estate. Mary died in childbirth in 1871, which was a fairly common occurrence at the time, and was buried on the plantation. Mary Haynes' tomb is composed of limestone, which crumbles over time, and every year the Chinasami family, who live nearby but are not related to Mary Haynes, clean around the tomb and apply cement to maintain the tomb. Not far from Mary Haynes' tomb, on a slight hillock near the intersection of the M2 Ring Road and Gandhi Village on the outskirts of the village of Debe, lies the grave of Dumre Baba. Dumfries Baba was not his real name. His real name was William Boyce, and he died on August 13, 1870 from dengue fever. It is believed that he was kind and benevolent to the Indian indentured workers, and as a result, they called him Dumfries Baba because he came from Dumfries in Scotland, and they added Baba, which meant saint. When I had previously visited this grave, it did not look like this, but was easier to find. It is said that those who visit the area at night run the risk of being visited by a white man on a white horse. Yet there are those who go there and ask this very spirit for help with their problems. Even now, you can see the recent garlands on the tree and the area for offerings. If you have realized that these graves are not in a cemetery, that is because in the 1880s in Trinidad, it was permissible when a person died to bury that person on their own property, and so scattered around Trinidad are graves on private property. Unfortunately, when you do not have surviving relatives, or your surviving relatives do not live nearby, your burial site becomes overgrown with bush. In Ramoutar village lies the burial site of John Augustus. It is at the side of Pond Street, just after its intersection with Dumfries Road. John Augustus lived from 1882 to 1969. And during the period 1904 to 1914, he was the manager of the estate at River Estate in Digger Martin, plus the manager of the Royal Botanical Gardens in Port of Spain. From 1915 to 1956, he was the manager of the 2,328-acre Palmis Estates, which ran from the mouth of the Sipero River almost to the village of Debe. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and share the video. Again, not far from the Augustus tomb, on the top of one of the hills near the present Ramoutar village, lies the grave of Louis Bicais, who died in 1838. Louis Bicais was a French Creole mulatto, known in Trinidad as a red man. He had migrated from St. Vincent to Trinidad around 1811. He became one of the largest landowners in South Trinidad, but also developed as a slave trader, traveling the islands to purchase slaves that he brought to Trinidad. When he died at the age of 62, his grave was placed on the top of one of the hills of his estate. In 1868, when his wife Marie died, she was buried next to him. It is said that on the night of the full moon, Mrs. Bicais rises from her grave, and she and her husband sit and talk to each other in French patois. Along the road that runs from Flanagan Town to Tabaquite, there is what appears to be an enclosed grave at the side of the road. On ascending the short hill, there's a grave that carries only one name, Ramoutar, and indicates that the individual had been born in India in 1835 and died in Trinidad in 1933. This is the grave of Ramuta Sitaram, who was born in 1835 in the village of Golapura in Uttar Pradesh, India. He came to Trinidad with a wife and 3 children, and a 4th was born during the voyage. He came as an indentured laborer and worked at the San Jose estate in Vancouver. When he died at the age of 98 years, his coffin was purchased for 1 shilling at Park Street in Port of Spain, which would have been unusual for country people at the time. It was transported by train to Chaguanas and then by horse carriage to Flanagan Town. Today, Ramoutar's descendants live in Flanagan Town, Williamsville, Caparo, and surrounding districts, with many being well-known business people and involved in cultural activities. So dead men do tell tales, but only if someone records it. In the video description, there are links to where you can get more information on the persons mentioned in this video. If you want to see other videos of outdoor activities in Trinidad, select one of the videos that is appearing on your screen now.